of time, we were going to come with more other persons, but we could not get our ticket. They couldn't get flights. By Friday, flights were disappointed. Saturday we canceled. But Sunday morning, someone said to me that, look, Archbishop, you got to get to that meeting. That meeting is important. And I was wondering. So first Sunday morning, I got a ticket. And that ticket has to go through long journey, Sâchem, Düsseldorf, and here. Monday I came. And I'm to return back tomorrow. Yes, I got to go back tomorrow because my 60th birthday comes up on Saturday. And I got to reach South Africa on that day. Now I was wondering why I had to do all of this. But when I came, what happened here yesterday? What happened here yesterday more than compensated all the trouble. The move that I called here yesterday really captured the entire team. The theme of this meeting is the spirit of peace. Yesterday we had a powerful move. I hear people talk about paradigm shift that is. Yesterday we had a very wonderful one. It's a long time I've seen things like that happen. Yes, where I see big grown-up adults agree to come together and apologize for errors that happened long time. Now, you can imagine what would happen if in families, fathers could say, I am sorry to their children. Men could say, I'm sorry to their wives. Wives could say, I'm sorry to their husbands. And their children could say, I'm sorry to their parents. Then imagine what would happen if you have leaders who could come together and say, we are sorry. Lives will be saved. So many people have died because people refuse to say, I am sorry. People are so proud. Nobody wants to own up. Leaders are losing, allowing people to die the weak, the young ones, the unoppressed, the poor. They die because leaders will not say, I am sorry. So yesterday, to have these two families do what they did, I mean the families of W.E.B DuBois and Marcus Garvey. Please, let's just put our hands together. That's what we'll do for that generational man. Let's clap right now. Great work, great work, great work. You know what to do. What we're doing for everyone is teaching younger ones that this is the way to live. This is the way to approach everything. We've been talking about economics here today. We're talking about trade. But you can't have good trade without peace. You can't talk about development, sustainable development without peace. Peace is so important. I just want to say this to everybody that it gives me, it's a great privilege for me, a pleasure to be invited to speak to you on this very peace conference. Peace is a spirit, hence this is rightly called the spirit of peace. Peace is defined as the absence of war, absence of conflicts, a general definition. The ability to live together, to live and relate in agreement, respecting one another. Peace is the greatest requirement for outstanding productivity, economic, social, political, and intellectual development. The world as a whole is in their need of peace. Hence, we have the formation and existence of the United Nations. The United Nations so far has done some awesome job in ensuring global peace. Proof of this is the fact that we have not experienced another world war as like the First and Second World War, which preceded the formation of the United Nations, despite despite global threats and conflicts of all kinds. And of course, you will agree with me that this is no mean feat. Notwithstanding the great efforts of the United Nations and other regional bodies with same or similar objectives, genuine sustainable peace continually eludes the world. What can be attributed as the cause of this sad reality, this illusion? Well, there are many factors, but I'd like to just mention 4. These 4 factors, I keep thinking that both the big, the small, the young, the big nations are small, they're just guilty of this. Number 1 is greed. Absolute greed. Number 2 is hatred. 3 is racism, and 4 is intolerance. The world is full of persons who are ever overreaching others and never ever satisfied with what they have. People constantly seek to put away. People who control powerful institutions or nations, people who can influence and control the actions of others, in other words, the will authorities over others in whatever small or large circle they find themselves. People constantly to put away their next door neighbor or even distant neighbors and dispossess them of their possessions, notwithstanding the years of communal cohabitation or existence. This is why before the advent of the United Nations we have warlords, soldiers of fortune. Some still exist in this modern day in different forms. Soldiers of fortunes. There are leaders who work day and night to annex and acquire the land and possession of the weak or less powerful. This greed can be attributed to what led to the rush and colonization of African continent and other continents as in Asia, Latin America, and indeed the Black World. Especially as it relates to the unjust activities and legacies which until now drives the existing conflict we are experiencing. Men are madly driven by greed that they ignore the consequences of these noble acts. The evil seed of distrust having been sown have led to the next point, that is hatred. People of the world are so driven by maddening hatred that 2 brothers can and indeed do kill each other because of senseless ideologies being propagated today by hateful leaders and individuals. Global peace would be a mirage, will be difficult as long as we individuals and in a large-scale institutions and states keep living in hatred. As long as we keep having people hating one another and one race keep seeing themselves as superior or preferred to the other, there will never be peace in the world. Racism is the worst form of existence. It comes largely from capital ignorance. God created man everywhere from one source. In all propaganda theories, and just consider this actually, in all propaganda theories of human origin, never anyone said that man evolved differently, either by race, language, creed, color, or gender. Men and women are born of common parents and ancestors. Scientifically, the blood cell of human race has same color, red, same brain color, same organs and intellects. The massive misconception of categorizing mankind according to their pigmentations and color of their skin is the lowest form of knowledge. Men and women everywhere, whether men and women everywhere, we are made of one God, one spirit, one body, one parent, one sex organ for the men, one sex organ for the women. Is that true of us? True. We are all from one flesh and one blood. Territorial demarcations and divisions have led men and women worldwide to think and believe that there exist differences in mankind. Nothing can be further from the truth. Today, people of the world are highly intolerant of one another. Brothers and sisters, parents and children now live in great distrust of one another. People of the world are easily daggered through. Intolerance and greed and mad hatred of one another makes it difficult to sit on a round table to iron a very simple matter. Now the issue is, what solution can be offered? That question was asked here yesterday. What solution can be offered? I'd like to say this. We must start the search of global peace from ourselves. You cannot give out what you do not have. If you are full of hatred, resentful of others, you will likely produce very resentful and hateful, hate-filled children. Our generation inherited hatred and resentment from our parents, ancestors, and we are continually passing this evil virtue, we call it virtue, to our children. Young children are so fed with doctrine of hatred that they are consummated with this evil that all they focus on is the extermination of their fellow brothers and sisters. Some of these children are prepared to lose their lives, their precious lives, in this process. If peace is to be a reality in our world, it has to start with you and I. Thank you. We must get rid of hatred, greed, racism, and intolerance. We can inculcate same to our coming generation, like just happened in the reconciliations. We must stop producing generation of haters, fighters, and destroyers. Enough of this bloody carnage now going on all around our world, and especially our black country. We must be influencers and agents of peace in whatever form we control, in whatever space, community, or nation we find ourselves. We must use this form of education as a foundation. As the then Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, said, let us pledge to teach our children the value of tolerance and mutual respect. Let us invest in schools and teachers that will build a fair and inclusive world that embraces diversity. Let us fight for peace and defend it with all our minds. And the great people we spoke about yesterday, I got some of their quotes here, some which we also need. Dr. W.E.B DuBois once said, children learn more from what you are than what you teach. Then Marcus Garvey said this, a people without the knowledge of their past, origin, and culture is a tree without roots. We've got to teach our children. We've got to teach them the right values. It is time to seriously pursue world peace by starting from us here gathered and begin to spread it worldwide. Let's start it. Let's go and teach them what we're doing here. Regardless of your belief, your color, your creed, your sex, endeavor on the earth, let's see the impeccable reality that we are all of one origin, one race, one love, one Lord, one people of the world under a supreme creator. For we are the sheep of his pasture and did not make ourselves. Remember that you are not what people say you are, but you're exactly what you think you are. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You cannot be thinking greed, hatred, racism, and intolerance and produce peace. Never. You can only give out what you have. Let's begin the change from here, from ourselves. Let's see hatred as rightly been described by someone. Someone rightly described hatred as drinking poison and expecting another person to die. Can you imagine that? And that's just what we do. We hate people. You see, that's why I appreciated what happened here yesterday. These leaders came together here and agreed. That's right. Not just for themselves, but for the future generations. Hatred makes us self-destruct. Let's eschew hatred and realign our thoughts and begin to think aright. I strongly believe that whatever has a beginning must have an ending. Oppression, marginalization, repression of African people began one day, and one day shall end. And that day, I strongly believe, is nearer than we can think. And with this great peace initiative that we have witnessed, as I've said earlier, peace is a spirit, and my Bible says that Jesus Christ is the Prince of Peace, Isaiah 9:6. Let's embrace the peace that he brought and taught and lived. He said, love your neighbor as yourself. He said, my peace I give unto you, not as the world gives. John 14:27. Let me conclude this saying this way. As late President Mandela during his famous trial in 1964 said, it was quoted yesterday by somebody, I have fought against white domination. I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if need be, he said, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. So strong was his commitment to the word of peace and equal opportunities. Let us join him. We must pursue peace. We must pursue with the whole of our desire if we want to have a peaceful and future generation. I thank you. If you agree with me, let us pursue this peace. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.